Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light. Just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine. Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. On the run from my given disaster, speed away from the holy mind, pride. That's where I never thought it would matter. If I'm gone by now, all my weakness keep on linger on repeat like it will be my favorite song. Oh, I know I should be moving on, but you got me good, you got me good. I keep on driving till it bends, still it feels like I pretend. Keep on driving and driving along the road tonight. Lost my head over my back between the jars and bottle jack. Just me and all the red lights. Keep on driving and driving. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go you might mess it up. Shine, go ahead and shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling, go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You're like a circle that floats around me, keeping me safe and sound. And when I fall, you've tied a rope to me. You're blessing me every day. I was down with an illusion, like a sparrow with broken wings. But now I shine with your reflection on me. I'm getting back up on my feet. That you showed up was written in my palm. You are a statement, explode like a bomb. I get to push myself to victory. You make me winner. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win in every way. You showed me how to spread my wings. Yes, I'm the winner of the day. You cut me loose and set me free. You make me win.
Push all the buttons. Hello. I did it. I got the sound going first time. Hello. Oh, it's so much harder when Zoom's running because I've got to like push buttons when it changes scenes, or we end up with feedback in the Zoom room and no sound going out to you guys and all kinds of crazy goes on. Hi, everyone. I'm Sally. I'm your in-house Canva Certified Creative. If you're joining us on the live stream, please let me know if you're brand new to the Sparkle world, or if this is your first, or if you're a regular, then you know what to do. Drop some purple hearts and sparkles, or actually the sparkles first and then the purple heart, because it means sparkle love. That's our like secret language. All right, guys, welcome everyone. So good to see you all. So we are doing our Canva Weekly news. This is how we roll every single Friday here. Or Thursday, depends on where you are in the world. But we love to come in and share a hot tip for you inside of Canva. And then we do some live Q&A time with our beautiful VIPs. Let's go and see who's starting to join us in the VIP room. Ah, there they are. Hi, guys. How are you all? Nice to see you all joining. It's a very quiet bunch today, but that's okay. They'll probably start rolling in. Some people prefer to watch the live stream on the live stream and then come in for live Q&A at the end. But anyway, let us get stuck into talking about what's on today. So last week we started a Canva challenge, so the Sparkle Canva challenge, and people have been posting inside of the Facebook group. So we're going to review those after we do our lesson. Of course, we've got our lesson today, which is about how to create a business card and add a QR code. So the QR code is, well, we all know what a QR code is now. COVID and the pandemic has made everybody aware what a QR code was. I remember working back in an art store, and we used to put QR codes everywhere around the art store to get people's contact information, and nobody would use it because they were like, what is this? What is this crazy thing with all the black dots? Reba, you cannot find the VIP room. So Reba, head to sparkleclassacademy.com/Zoom links. Just make sure you are logged into the Sparkle Class Academy portal. So you go to sparkleclassacademy.com/library. If you're logged in, make sure you are logged in prior to clicking on the Zoom link, or otherwise it will not let you in. We've figured out a way to stop Zoom bombers. So yeah, sparkleclassacademy.com/Zoom links, and there'll be a whole list of different rooms for the Sparkle Class Academy. just find the one for the Canva Club or Sparkle Canva Club. Awesome, guys. Well, it's Canva Made Easy Club. That's it. If you would like to be a VIP and join us no, it is not the same link as List Growth Made Easy. Yeah. Also, I highly recommend that everybody bookmarks that page, because we've had a few, we call them Zoom bombers, people crashing the party who haven't paid an entry ticket into the cool kids room. So we've had a few people kind of dive bombing in who were saving links. So what we're doing now is randomly we're going to be just updating those links and changing them. So we've created one central hub where you can go and click on the link, and if you're entitled to be in the room, it will allow you to click through. If you're not, it will send you off to say, hey, if you want to join, you can pay, and it'll send you off to the checkout and let you join the VIP room. So if anyone wants to join the VIP room today, then just head to sparkleclassacademy.com/Zoom links and check out the Canva Club VIP room area right there. Well, who's ready to get stuck in? We've got a few people joining us now. If you are on the live stream, please let us know if you're brand new. We love to welcome brand new people into the Sparkle world. So comment below that you're new, and regular sparklers, you know what to do. Sparkle and some purple hearts to share that sparkle love. So let's first, before we go and check out what we've had submitted for the Canva challenge last week, let's head on over and start our training for today. Hey there, I'm Sally Sparks Cousins. Today we're going to look at creating a business card in Canva and adding a QR code in this crazy world of the pandemic. Well, we all know what a QR code is now, so it's a pretty cool thing to have on your business card. So let's head on over into my computer and let's start designing a business card, and I'll show you how to add that QR code. All right, here we are inside of Canva, and what you're going to do is, the first thing is, up here in the search bar, you can type in the word business card and hit enter or return on your keyboard, and it's going to give you a really awesome way to look at some templates. Now, as you scroll through the templates, you will see that some say they're free. So it will, when you hover over them, it's got that little free, and it also will tell you if it's got 1 or 2 pages or, back to front business card size. And then also it will let you know if they've got paid elements in it. So if you don't see the word free, then it's a pro feature. And more than likely, it's the image in it that has the pro feature. If you want to, you can still start with the design and swap out and bring in your own image, or you can use some of the free images. So you don't need to have the pro feature for this. So then once you choose a design, and if you're not real designy, I recommend just start with somebody's really cool design. So I'm going to refine this search even more because I love the color purple. So I'm going to find something that has purple and maybe something that has some sparkles. So you can even refine your search further by adding other keywords in, and it'll bring up a list of business card designs with purple and with sparkles. All right, I quite like this one right here. It doesn't have any sparkles, but we can certainly add that. But I like those little swirly things. As you can see, my branding already kind of uses those swirls anyway. So I'm going to start with this design. Once we click on it, it's going to open up. We're going to close this little side panel here and give us a little bit of extra design space. And all you will need to do is go through, and I'm going to put my name, Sally Sparks Cousins, and make it a little bigger, just like so. All right, so we're going to pop that in, and what we're going to do is we're going to pop in here the name of my business, Sparkle Class Academy. And then, of course, you can come through and add in your name. You can swap out anything. The great thing with these little images, which I really love, is I can come through and add my branding colors in there. Now, I do have another lesson on how to create your own brand kit, but I'm just going to go through and recolor all of these with my brand colors, so they look a little bit more, as I like to say, sparkleified. Let's add, we need to add purple, and I want to flip that around. So let's put the purple there and put the blue there. Awesome. And then let's do the same on this one. Whoops. We're going to pop the blue there on the outside and then the purple on the inside, and I'm going to pop the blue. Ooh, Sally, come on, click the right buttons. Put the blue there. All right, and then of course we're going to make some cute little dots happen up here. I'm going to add that blue and also that purple, so it's matching the same theme across the board. And then my bright popping pink there. Oop, I haven't even spelt my name right. COUSINS. There we go. And even Academy. Look, I'm having a day, guys. I'm having a day. All right, so that's the front. And of course, we would pop in. We don't really put our phone number on our business cards any longer, but we do put in our social media. So what I'm actually going to do right here is I'm going to remove this guy here, like that, and on the front here is where I'm going to add my QR code that people can use, and on the back I'm going to redo these guys, and I'm going to pop all my social media links in there. So let's go and rebrand with my branding colors like we did on the front. So we're going to quickly whip around it like this. I'm going to do it in the opposite direction this time. On the back we're going to go blue with the purple, and then purple. Oops, we've done it the wrong way. We want the purple at the front and the blue at the back. Excellent. And then last one, we're going to go, ooh, I've got to hit that guy there. We're going to put the purple there, put the pink there, and in the middle, I'm going to add the blue. Look at that. That looks pretty cool. All right, so follow me at, and then what I can do here is I'm going to go to Elements, and I'm going to type in social media icons. And it will bring up a variety of different icons. I'm going to choose graphics like that. And if you want, what I would recommend that you do is choose a theme. So are you going to go with the square rounded corner theme? Are you going to go with, as you can see, these ones over here have like a little shadow coming off the side? Or if you click these ones, see these plain looking ones at the top here, usually they start in a white. You can come up into these and actually add your own brand colors to them. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'm going to add all of my socials by clicking here, and you can see, because I've clicked on one of the graphics, it's actually given me a bit of a short list through that last lot that I did. So I can click here to see all, and now I've got a collection of graphics that have that similar look and feel. So of course I love the good old YouTube. You're probably watching me at the moment over on YouTube. And also I will go back to Elements. The other one we hang out on is Facebook. And we're going to choose the rounded corner one there, like that, and change its color. And then back to Instagram is the other social that we have. Let's find the graphic like that matches. and change the color there. So now we've actually got all matching icons, except the YouTube one doesn't look great. So let's go back and see if we can get a better YouTube one that matches. And I'm hoping to find one that's sort of a little bit more like the circle, like a little bit more the same size. Oh, great. So that's going to let me choose the colors. So that's what I want to do there. Oh, it's going to stay red. It's not what I want. Oh, it isn't. Excellent. I don't know why it was showing black when it was showing red up the top there. All right, now we should actually be able to make sure that they are all the same size, and now they've all got a very similar sort of style that they've been put into. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually line them up. And I'm going to use each of the images to get them to the same height. And did you see there, as I resize them, there's that little pink line that shows up as I move them through. So it sort of helps to snap the graphic up there. And as I resize this one, you'll see that it snaps at the bottom. So now we know that these are all the same size. Then what I like to do is make sure that they have the same spacing. And to do that, what I do is I'll choose the distance of the first one and the last one. So where do I want the first one to sit? And then where do I want the last one to sit? And I might put LinkedIn at the end because that's the one I use least. I'm actually going to put them in the order that I use the most, just like that. So I'm happy with that one there and that one there. And then instead of worrying about how are we going to align these, I'm going to just grab my mouse and create a square around the outside. Oop, I've picked up that design. So I'm going to hold shift on my keyboard. So shift on my keyboard. And then when I click on this image, it's going to deselect it. See, and now I have all of these 4 ones aligned. Now what I'll do is up here, you've got position. If you can't see the word position, you may need to click on 3 dots at the end to bring it up. I'm going to click on position, and then see down the bottom here, we can space them vertically or horizontally, or if they're all over the place, we can click tidy up and it will bring them both vertical and horizontal, and clean up all the spacing in between. So I use the pink lines to help with the height, so I know all I need to do is space them evenly horizontally. And do you see now they're all spaced evenly and horizontally. So I'm going to select all of those, and then I'm going to group those together. So now they're all grouped together, and I can click on one and all of those will move. The next thing is I need to make sure that this word up here, follow me, is centered to this. So the best way to do that is doing a similar thing. We're going to select one, hold the shift key down, select the other, and then we can go up to position and choose center, and it will center the two to each other. Then I can just click and move them to center them. I want them centered to that one as well. So actually let's choose that one and center all of those together. There we go. Beautiful. Now they're all aligned to each other. And then finally, we want them to know, what is my handle? Luckily, I don't have a very common name, but I also recommend that if you are somebody who has a not so common name, that you pick the same @handle or, tagging name. So when you go facebook.com/ and say your name, that it's the same on all of the social platforms. So ours is @SallySparksCousins. So I'm going to click T on the keyboard, brings up a text box without actually having to create a text box. There's a nice little hot tip for you. This text box's text is actually defaulted for me here to all uppercase. So I'm going to undo the uppercase, and I'm going to bring this one down under here, and I'm going to do my @SallySparksCousins. Now I can also see when I click on here, this is not actually my brand typography. Now, again, I do have a training on setting up your brand kit, but here under this section here is my brand kit. So it is a pro feature if you want to have a brand kit. Otherwise, just remember the name of your own fonts. So I'm going to choose my brand fonts and I'm going to resize these so that they look really neat and tidy. And again, the follow up, I'm going to make that stand out with my header font like that. So I'm happy with the back of my card. I'm going to go to the front of my card and make sure that I'm going to choose the font that we use for our brand and that one there. Excellent. And now the fun part. Let's create a QR code. So before we create a QR code, what I recommend that you do is come over here and open up a tab and go to your website or your Facebook or wherever the place you want to send them to first. So of course, I'm going to go to Sparkle Class Academy. And what I've done is, let me just bring this down so you can see the URL bar. Nope, it's not going to let me bring it down unless I bring it in as well, by the looks of it. So if I bring that down, no, it's not. That's not what I want. You guys know where the URL bar is, right? Let's just bring it back to where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to copy the website address. Now, the website address itself, I'm going to get the whole HTTPS website address. So coming back to Canva, and what it's done is it's messed up my layout now because I was playing with my window. So let me just fix my little layout here. So we've got a really nice Canva frame. All right, let's try that again. All right. So here we are back in our Canva design, and you can see I've already used QR codes before, but if it is not here, let me just show you. I'll close it down and close all of these down. Kind of clean this up to sort of what it looks like if you haven't set this side panel up. So when you look down the left-hand side, you won't see anything. Probably you won't see the QR code section. If you click on the More button, it's going to open up a list of things that you can choose from. And you will find here is the QR code. So we click on QR code and we paste in the URL that you would like to send them to. So I'm just going to Command C or Control C if you're on a PC. Or you can right click and click paste. So that's our website address. And then all you have to do is click Generate Code. Check it out. Now, not only has it created this code, but it's also made the QR code customizable. So you don't even have to leave it that ugly black. Guess what? I'm going to change it to my branding color here. And oh, I thought it changed the white as well. Well, maybe it doesn't. Let's do this instead. Okay, I thought that it did, but I guess it doesn't. That's all right. You live and you learn. So what I might do though is so it does like stand out a little bit more. And this is all about, you know, really highlighting that QR code in this design that I'm showing you. Some of you may decide to make it smaller. What I'm going to do is I'm going to push the letter R on my keyboard. So when I click the letter R, it gives me a rectangle. And then what I'm going to do is let the rectangle snap to my QR. If I just move it, you can see that little black line is coming up as I'm snapping to the QR code. Then if I hold the Shift key and I resize from the corner, it will retain the square. See, it's not actually making it, it's retaining what they call restraining its proportion. So it stays that square shape. And I'm just going to make it a little bit bigger than the QR code itself. Then I'm going to position it to the back. And as you can see, it's not lined up. So we're going to do exactly the same thing that we did on the back when we were trying to center. So we're going to drag the mouse and pick both of those objects, go to position, center, and center. And now you can see that it has lined up perfectly. Now that it's lined up, I'm going to select both of these and I'm going to group them together. Then I'm going to go back to position and I'm going to ensure that it is centered to the page. So click center and it makes sure it's centered to the page for me as well. So there we go. It's a very basic business card design, but like it was that easy. And I have whipped up a pretty professional looking graphic design using Canva's already made templates. I'm not spending days, weeks and hours or, years in here trying to design a business card. I've done it really fast. I did have a client when I was running my graphic design business who said to me one day, I want my business card to be so beautiful that people want to pull it out of their wallet and look at it. And I'm like, well, that's not going to happen. She was such a hard customer to work with as well. Don't get stuck in indecision. The purpose of the business card, yes, use branding, make it look good, but the purpose is to get them into your funnel or to your website. It is not for them to sit there and stare at it and go, oh my God, that is so beautiful. Now, if you're pretty smart, you will also use the amazing printing resources that Canva has for you. The quality of the business card is awesome. And also you don't have to worry about exporting and uploading and all of the things. Honestly, the quality is amazing that they give you. So I'm just going to pop that little black one side panel in and we're going to go up here to print business cards. Click print. And what you're going to see is it actually gives you a little mock-up in there. How cool is that? So we can actually see, I'll just zoom into that for you. We can actually see what our business card will sort of kind of look like. How nice is that, right? So once you've done that, here's my challenge for you. Take a screenshot, zoom in if you can, so it's Control or Command and the plus or minus button, or I use a trackpad, so I just use my fingers like that. But you can zoom in like that. And I would like you to take a screenshot. So I'm going to take a screenshot, Command-Shift-4 on a Mac, and I'm going to screenshot that and share that using Sparkle Design Challenge in the Facebook group. And bonus points if you actually decide to get them printed as well and share the printed business card with the group. So as you work through the printing, you can choose if you just want them single-sided or double-sided. Of course, if they're printing on both sides, it's a little bit more expensive. If you look down here in the bottom corner, if I just move me slightly out of the way, there we go, move over there, Sally. You'll see there it gives you a price point. As you make changes, the price point does change. So once you have chosen the paper type, so this one is a thinner paper type and this one's got a bit more of a thicker board feel to it, you can choose between matte, gloss or uncoated finishes as well. And once you're 100% happy, you will click continue. You will see the numbers will change as you work your way through. What it has done for you here as well, it's letting you know that important text needs to stay within the bound and anything you want on the trim needs to go right to the edge. Now, the reason for that is when your business cards go through a guillotine, you can imagine a big stack of paper going through a guillotine. They shift by a couple of mils sometimes. So you've got to allow for that in the bleed area to shift. You can also check Canva automatically gives you a bleed area and a safe area. If you go up to file, you can actually see we've turned on the bleed area, and then you can also turn on margins. And margins is your safe area, and it's highly recommended that you keep important text and graphics that you do not want to get cut off in trim inside. Now, also the reason why it's so far from the edge, when you have a business card and it shifts 1 or 2 mil through the guillotine, because you can imagine they're printing probably, 50 cards on one massive sheet of paper, and then they're sending them through a guillotine and chopping them. When it shifts, if these are really, really close to the edge, you could potentially lose a piece of that. And the other thing is, when those designs are close to the edge, you can visually see with your eye that one side is thicker and the other side is thinner. Now, this is especially important if you're putting a border around the outside of your card design, because if you don't make it big enough, your eye will physically be able to see that it's 2 mil out on one side and 2 mil less on the other. But if you make it big enough, you can't tell the difference, okay? So make sure all important things are in the middle. So as you can see here, they are, and that anything outside of this area will get trimmed off, okay? But you want to, if I sat this graphic, let's pull it in to the edge. If I sat that graphic right there on that line, let's pretend it was straight, chances are it might trim slightly in there and have a flat space, or slightly out there and have a white space. So that's why we always make sure any borders or colors go right out into that bleed area. Now, I'm getting all techie in the printing stuff. What I would recommend is, if you're concerned, use the Canva templates in the business cards, because they're already set up, and be happy with that. All right, so it's pre-warning you about that. We then click continue, and then again it's coming in and telling you about the danger zone, which I was telling you about, making sure that nothing's too close to the border. And then it's showing you that, are you ready to print? Now, if you want to use a different printer, you can click this download, and it will download your print for you as a PDF, and you can proof it and see, and click and open, and it adds all the print ready trim marks. So you can upload that to any printer and they know exactly what to do with it, because that's what they do all day, every day. Or you can continue through, and what you can do, actually, I think that one may be just a proof from memory. I would save it out as a high res print card. I'll show you that one in a moment. And then you can choose your shipping, you can pop in your contact details, then click continue, and let's just pop in a pretend number and click continue. Wonder if it's going to let me go through 6. Let's just choose street. Yeah, let's say it's that one. So whoever lives there may get some business cards. Oh, it knows. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 7. There we go. That should be enough numbers. And then easy. Choose to pay with your credit card, or you can connect your PayPal account, or if you've got a coupon, you can totally use that as well. So that's how to get through to the print area of Canva. Now, if you do want to print or get it and send it off to a different printer, but honestly, the prices are pretty reasonable and the quality is really good. I've tested them myself, and we've had a few clients test them. But if you do want to use somebody else, you will come up to the the drop down arrow at the top here, and you change this to file type, and you have PDF print. So make sure it's not on standard or JPEG. This actually ensures that it's the right type of file for printing. Files are different when it comes to printing versus seeing what images look at on screen. And as we know, we discussed, well, for those who did the personal branding made easy course, we talked a lot about the differences between screen and printing. All right, there we go. So that is how to design your own business card using the QR feature, which I think is pretty cool. Can I tell you, we actually we used QR codes, and in the past you could have them made for free and they would usually expire. So the fact that you can create a QR code that doesn't expire inside of Canva Pro, I mean, that alone is a great feature. There are places out there that you pay to have a QR code that doesn't expire. Kat actually did the same. She had and created a QR code, I guess through a generator that she had at a market, and by day 2 the code had expired and she had to manually input. So like you can imagine, she has 10,000 people foot traffic. She had to manually input everybody's data to an entry form because the QR code stopped working. So there we go. That is how to do a business card using Canva and the QR code feature. So let's head on over to the VIP room and let's get some feedback from them. If anyone is out there watching on the live stream, feel free to drop a Q in the chat box, but we will head to our VIPs. Hello, VIPs. Where are all your beautiful faces today? So let me make sure all my sounds are in the right places, because once I swap to VIPs, I've got to change some sound settings. I've got to go there, and I think I'm getting the hang of this and doing it all right without actually messing it up. So who would like to share a key takeaway from that lesson? Who would like to be first? Come on, don't be shy. Karen, let's pull Karen, our Canva moderator, out. Hey, Karen, how are you?
Good. I had no idea you could do that, so I'm looking forward to building my my business card. I have a business card for a different thing that I do, but I don't have one yet for what I'm building in this building. Yeah. So this will be perfect.
Excellent. Yeah, well, you can have different business cards that lead them straight into a funnel. I mean, that's the best thing. You don't have to. I mean, I used my website as an example, but you could literally send them straight to your opt-in page, like get a freebie, right, on your business card. And not only are you handing out that business card, but you're also collecting their information, which is exactly what we want to do. Love that. Who else would like to share a key takeaway? Don't be shy. Just don't. Yes, Trisha.
That was really good. I was following along, and it also reminded me of so many of the shortcuts that you've used over the time in Canva, and I'd forgotten a lot of them. So that was really good. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, those shortcuts. The C for circle, R for rectangle, T for text. Yeah. I use them every day, but excellent. I'm glad that helped. And one more person for a takeaway, and then we'll do some Q&A.
That was good information because I'd never thought about doing cards inside of Canva.
Yeah.
One thing that you did that I was trying to do last night was where you were able to link the cards together. I didn't quite get that.
Sure.
I mean, not link the cards, but you know,
the images. Yeah. Let me go back and show you. All right. So here we are where we left off, and you've got, let's say this graphic and this text, and maybe I want to add these three together as an example. You can hold Shift on your keyboard and individually select each item. Oh, I must have selected the background. So you can hold Shift and individually select each item, and you can see as I click each, they each get selected. Or the other way is you can drag your mouse over the things you want to be selected, and it does the same thing. But sometimes that's really hard. Say if I dragged out from the side here and I didn't want, that piece there, then you would hold Shift to deselect. So first off, there's the selection option. So Shift, I find it easier just to Shift and click. And then right up the top here, there's the word group. So along the top here, you'll see the word group, and you just click on group, and that will allow you to link them both together. Once you click group, you'll see that the thing that showed them as two separate images will still be there, but when you click on one, now it picks up both, and you can move them together. There you go.
And so that's the easiest way to get them lined up is to group them,
Oh,
right?
right. Okay. I thought you were talking group. So you're talking about
Yeah,
lining
no,
things up?
no. I was talking about group.
Yep.
But I'm saying to get it centered, if I want those things connected together and centered.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's the easiest
Okay.
way.
So what you would do first, if I go on the back here, it's probably the best. Let me ungroup this one. Okay. So the one with this one is, say that they were all sort of sitting like that. Okay, and I want to align them. I would first do the alignment process before I grouped them, or they would stay exactly in those positions. So I need to do aligning first. So to align, you go to position, and because they aren't directly vertical and horizontal to each other, I want to align them horizontally and vertically at the same time. You can choose tidy up, and it does it like that for you. So it will space it based on the furthest distance ones stay in the same spot, and then it brings them all together and centers them. Then say I wanted, but say for example, I wanted this follow me to be centered to that group. If I collected follow me and all of these, and then I go up to position, when I click center, it will pull them all in, you see, because they're still separate items. So if I command undo, to make sure it centers to all four, I would first make sure I've done that, and then I group them. It now becomes one individual piece. And then I would click on follow me, and follow me would then position each to each other. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You're welcome. And if you wanted to center to the page itself, because at the moment I'm centering to objects, then you wouldn't use the ones at the bottom. These are element alignments. If you wanted to center to the page, you would click on one of them and you would go position. And now you can see it says align to page, not align to elements. And then it will align to the actual page depending on where you want to put it. So you just, that was just another little hot tip for you. All right, come back to the VIPs. Awesome. All right. Do we have any other questions from people in the house?
Yes, I have a question. This is Reba. I'm sorry. I think somebody had their hand up. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We'll go. Trisha says it's fine. So you go first, Reba, and then we will go to Trisha next.
Okay, I'm in the middle of an ice storm, so I don't want to run my video and really.
That's okay, darling. That's okay.
All right. I love Canva and I've been using it, but you mentioned something about the QR code expiring.
Don't worry, if you create it in Canva, it won't. If you're creating a QR code outside of Canva using QR generators, sometimes they have a time limit. So that's what one really great feature about having Canva Pro is that you don't have to worry that your QR codes are actually going to expire at all. You can make as many of them as you like.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome. Trisha.
So I've tried to connect, you know how you put the color behind the QR code?
Mm-hmm.
Mine's not centered. How did you mark
Yeah.
it so it was in the bottom corner and then moved it?
Yeah, sure. Okay, why don't you share screen and we'll do click by click with you so that it's easier that way. So let me just unpin the video for you. Won't be a second. I'll unpin this little guy, remove spotlight, and then if you can do a share screen, we'll make sure that everyone else can see it as well.
Okay.
And that one I believe is...
Can you see that now? So that's on my...
Oh, hang on a sec. I've just got to get to the right Zoom window. It's trying. Hang on, which one is it? No. Oh, it's not going to share. Let's try... I might bring it over to this window. I think that's my problem. Let's bring it over here. I just want to make sure that our audience can also see. So Zoom, and I'm just going to go back to that and then go to There we go. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is that Zoom?
Yeah, that's
yes,
me.
that's you. That is you. Yes, excellent. All right. Okay, so down the bottom of your screen, there's a little zoom button. Can you zoom in just so that we're close? Can see the QR code a little closer. Excellent. And then on, your little scrolly thing, let's get that up. Yeah, that's all right. The other way, you're right there. That one's fine. On the right-hand side, yeah, that's it. All right. So the first thing I want you to do is grab the green box. So click on the green box. Yep. And let's just make it bigger. Oh, yeah, ungroup. Yeah. Okay. So let's just click away first. Just click away. So nothing selected. I want you to click away. Yep. And now click on the green box. Now drag not from the corner, drag from the middle till it snaps in. I want you to make it snap to the QR code. Yep, excellent. And do that all the way around on each side. Yep, and the other one. Excellent. Now hold the Shift key down on your keyboard and drag out from the corner. So from the corner. That's it, and hold the Shift. Now, see, it's not letting it go all weird. It's keeping it proportioned. So make it as double the size that you want because then when we center it, it's going to give you half of the size. All right. Yep. Now select both objects. So hold the Shift key down and select the QR code. Yep, and then I want you to go up the top and click on position. Yep, up there. Exactly. And then click center and also middle. Yep, that's it.
Middle. Middle.
Yeah, and now they're perfectly centered. How's that?
Beautiful. So now I can move them together.
And just make sure you group them so that you don't accidentally unalign them again.
Sorry.
Yep, beautiful. All done.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's awesome.
Fabulous. Alrighty, let's come back to the Zoom room and we have another question hand raised. Karen, how can I help you?
Where would you suggest putting your logo?
Well, on our business card, I just have my logo on the front and nothing else. And then on the back, I have my contact information and what I do. Some people just like to have their logo in the top left-hand corner and then their information if it's a one-sided business card. But personally, I like the ones that have just the logo on the front. And then the other thing that we have on the back of our business cards, actually, let me find one. Now, I had mine printed from a specialty printer. It's covered in blue tack in here. This is a very old. Let's see if I can pull it off. I was looking for blue tack the other day, and I stole my husband's blue tack and there's some in the bag. All right. So you can see what I did on this one. This is a little different because I went to a specialty printer because I needed sparkle on my business card. So you can see I've got my logo just on the front. Don't mind all the blue tack and gross things on it. But I actually went through a specialty printer that adds a bit of sparkle to it. It's hard to see in there. It's actually anyway. And then on the back, you can see I've got my icon just faded in the background, and I actually have my brand values. Oh, it's struggling. Just there in the corner as well. So these are really dated now. I've had these for a really long time. They're probably not really calling out as well as they do to my ICA. But that's what I did. I just put my logo on the front with our icon that you will see when you go to all of our websites, up the little favicon at the very top, that's that logo thing there. So but yeah, some people, I don't have any other examples of business cards here with me, but some people just like to put it up the top little corner of their card as well. So I guess it's, It's a communication device to get people to your funnel and add them to the list. Again, Karen, I don't want you spending 3 days with this. Like it took you 4 hours to choose one background image. Can you promise? Because there are more important IPAs to be working on. Nobody pulls your business card out and goes, oh my God, this is so lovely. I'm going to sit it beside the bed and pat it every night. They literally pull it out. How can I contact this person? And then it ends up in a big pile on their desk and they probably forget they even have it. So it's a resource that you take to networking events to quickly exchange information. Most people, if they're smart, I mean, what I do when I get home, the cool thing with Keep is I can photograph somebody's business card and it automatically adds them to a CRM, to the Keep, and sends them an email and says, oh, it was so lovely meeting you at da-da-da conference. And it adds all their personal information just by taking a photo on my phone, and it pops it into Keep for you. And then I don't keep the business cards because it's all in my CRM. So please don't get, I know you, don't get stuck. Hours, all right? Set yourself a time limit and be done.
I really liked what I had, but then as I showed it around, people, oh, that's too dark, that's too dark. And I should have just gone with my gut instinct instead of.
Yeah. Oh, look, and who cares what other people think? As if you liked it, right? It's your brand. Not everyone likes the sparkle and the purple. I had a girl who worked on my team. She hated purple, and you know, I would buy the team presents and she would be requesting, please don't get mine in purple. And she knows I like the blue violet side of purple, and she would always go, you're blurple. The blurple. She hated it. I actually still say I like the blue, the blurple side of purple, the more blue. But yeah, it's a communication tool, a little bit like when I talk about people's websites. You know, it's just a glorified business card. The place you really want to be sending people is to your landing pages, which is what you're creating in List Growth Made Easy. Anyone else got their hand raised, or anyone out there watching on the live stream, feel free to drop a Q in the chat box and ask any questions. We've got 10 more minutes before I've got to go. I've got a meeting straight after this. Actually, I've got a meeting with Sarah after this, and then I've got one of my Diamond Accelerator clients. We're doing a full mapping session. I haven't done a mapping session for a little while, so I'm super excited. What we do in a mapping session is like map out the entire customer journey that needs to be built. So, Angela.
Did I tell you that you're amazing?
Oh, honey. Oh, you're such a sweetheart.
I mean, seriously, that brain of yours, it is amazing. Amazing.
Sometimes it drives me crazy. It doesn't turn off. I always say to my husband, I wish there was a switch that I could turn it off, because I'm always thinking of things. And I don't know if Jackie does this test where she lets you know your strengths and your weaknesses so that you can like fill your gaps, you know, like people who are stronger in one area than the other. And like it's, I don't know, it's like 5 or 8 sides, and it usually creates like this really weird looking triangle. Mine's a circle, which means I'm good at everything. But the problem with it is one, I find it hard to let go because I can do it. So it actually held me back for years. I had a huge problem when I started growing my business in you know, the book that I read. It's called Traction, and it's called Letting Go of the Vine. Like and then delegating, and they talk about it in the book. Delegate and elevate. So allow them to like take control of their own departments and areas, which will then elevate them because, you know, they've got some autonomy in their roles. So it took me a really long time to hire, because I know I can probably do it better and faster. Well, I think I can half the time. And I have to delegate. There's no way to scale a business without delegating and letting. I used to tell myself, Sally, let go of the vine. Let go of the vine. Just trust that they'll catch you. That's what your team's supposed to do. Oh dear.
What's the name of the book again?
Traction. So it actually is a whole series of them. So there's 2 major books, or actually 2 authors, and one's a series and one's a book that I literally run my business around. They sit out all the time. I'll just grab them. I love them that much. So This is the one we use for the team, and this is actually more for management. But we use it to run our annual team retreat. So it's called Traction. It's by Gino Wickman. One day I'm going to interview, like, seriously, I love it. I love it. And the other books, there's a whole series, and it's called the EOS, okay, which stands for Entrepreneurial Operating System. So there's another book called What the Heck is EOS? And that's what you would give to not management, but the people that work for management. And that helps them understand the systems and the processes that you run your business around. Like I always say, there's not very many original things up here in my brain. I just model success, right? Take their shit and add my own sparkle. Then there's another book above this, which is, and that was the first one I ever read in this series, and it's called Rocket Fuel. And it talks about the relationship between the visionary and the integrator. I'm a visionary and an integrator, so I can do the doing, but I also have the big vision. It took me a really long time and I actually had a coach that helped me realize that I am a visionary and I need to step into my role as a visionary and start to find myself an integrator. I still don't have the perfect integrator. There are certain qualities that an integrator needs, and there are companies that will try and match you and your integrator together. There's just certain skill sets that an integrator needs to have. But anyway, they're the three ones. There's a couple of other books in the series, but they're the three that I would recommend. So Rocket Fuel, that's for the top level thinkers, the visionary and the integrator. If you think about Apple, you've got Steve Jobs and Wozniak. So Wozniak was the integrator and Steve Jobs was the visionary. Even Henry Ford was the visionary, and then I can't remember his offsider, but he had an integrator. Same with, the team at McDonald's. They give lots of examples in the book. This one's for management, for vision statement, how to run meetings, like our vision traction organizer, which is like literally pinned down over there that we do every quarter. So, and then What the Heck is EOS is just for the sort of the under the management staff. And there's I just buy the whole series, seriously, they're awesome. And then this is the other one that I live and breathe my business by. It's called Profit First. This is how I make all of my money-making decisions. It teaches you how to take profit first, for starters. When I first started, I did a money audit, and I was spending 110% of my revenue on operating expenses. No wonder I was going downhill. So the main thing they do is they get you to set up multiple bank accounts, and in those multiple bank accounts, you have one. So the foundational bank accounts that you set up, and then we've gone on and created more when you start getting more advanced with it. But you have an income account. So in the income account, that's where all of your incomings go. So every payment that we get from bank deposits, PayPal, Stripe, check deposits, everything that comes into the business hits the income account first. Then twice a month we do a delegate day, or a distribution, it's called distribution day. And based on where you're at and what your expenses are, you distribute that income revenue to different areas or different bank accounts. So as I said, when I first started, I was spending 110% on operating expenses. So I was spending more than I was making. So my first goal was to get my operating expenses under 100%. And I was able to get it down to, I think, around 90% by unsubscribing from subscriptions and things I didn't need and canceling programs I didn't need, to get me under that. And then all the others, I had 10% left over, and I just put a little bit into all of the other accounts. So every distribution day, I would do 90% into operating expenses, and then I would do 2% into tax, 1% into profit, 1% into owner's compensation. So they're the only accounts that you need. Then every quarter, I would reassess, and I would take 1 or 2 to 5% out of operating expenses and slowly start growing the others to where they're supposed to be. So now we spend 45% on operating expenses. We put 15 aside for tax. I call that account government's money because I can't touch it. And then we've got a profit account, an owner's compensation account, and the income account. So we do the distributions. But now our business has grown. Remember, I don't know if you were in the session, I said I had an account for annual subscriptions. So I used to take out about 2 or 3% from that revenue on distribution day and put it into an annual subscription account. So when it built up and say something like Kajabi came in where I would normally pay monthly, I had the money in that annual subscription account to pay for Kajabi up front, which saved me 20%, which lowered my operating expenses. So I started that. Now literally everything I buy is usually on annual subscriptions. And the best part about Profit First is once a quarter you draw from the profit account. So you have to, it's part of the ritual. So you draw from the profit account, you only take 50% of the profit out and you do something fun with it. So your first profit might be $5. So you take $2.50 out, you go and buy a coffee and you sit down and go, my business bought me this coffee, right? And now, like I do, we do profit sharing. So like Kat and I had a lovely little bonus at the end of the year for Christmas. We saved it up till the end of the year and we both got a really lovely little bonus straight out of the profit account. Plus now I've also got shareholders or, stakeholders. So I put a little bit aside for stakeholders and I've got an account to pay my staff. So I never have to worry. The money's always going into staff. But to begin with, 5 accounts: income, money in; operating expenses, money out; government money, tax; owner's compensation. You own the bloody business. You should be paid something, even if it's only 2%. You should be taking something home. Most owners earn less than their employees. And then the last one is profit, of course. Yeah, profit. So 5 accounts to begin with. Best book ever. Saved me. I am a profitable business now. Took me about 6 months to become profitable once I started using this, but I didn't realize, didn't know where my money was. Now, normally people look at their profit and loss statements and they make a decision based on a profit and loss. But the thing is you're looking at 3, 6 or 12 months before. You're looking at income that's already been spent and done. If I need to make a decision, say like Kat and I needed some new coding done for the Zoom landing page that you guys got. So we needed some help with that coding. I can look at my bank account and see how much money is sitting in operating expenses. Do I have enough money to buy that thing? So I can literally open up my bank account, look at all my bank amounts and make a decision if I can afford it. Because your profit and loss is already, it's in the past. It's fine for the tax man and for the accountant and that, but it's no good in making really decisions for future. I find this is fabulous. It literally, I'm on my high horse now preaching because honestly, it's, as you can see, they're dog-eared. They're highlighted. Like if you flick through, there's highlights, there's writing in the sides, there's post-its. And yeah, if you're serious about your business, you will definitely do that. Even Amy Porterfield raves about Profit First as well. She was the first person I heard about Profit First years ago. And I'm like, profitable? What? I do it because I love it. And we all do it because we love it. But we should also be able to take a little bit too, right? All right. Well, hopefully that's helpful, guys. A few times people have said, oh, you should do book club around Profit First. I would love to get Mike into the Sparkle world. Maybe after we do our next big launch, I might reach out and see whether he might do like a little talk or something for us because he's amazing. I've subscribed to his podcast but yeah, it's like everything that I do. I just find somebody who's really good at it, has a proven system, and I model it. That's why you guys are here, because you guys want to learn how to do this one is Canva, but my other program is the list growth one, and then the other one is like literally the full framework from attraction to selling to onboarding and all the things. it's my path, it's my recipe on how to do challenges, mini trainings, webinars, and consult calls. That's what we are known for. And order sexy numbers and automation, baby. Time and numbers. All right, I got to dash. Thank you everyone for joining us live. Everybody out on the live stream, thank you all, as always, for joining. And I haven't got my closing scene in this profile, so I'm just going to say goodbye. I'm Sally, your in-house Canva certified creative. Or as always, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Make sure you get at least one income producing activity done each and every day. And I'll see you. Before I go, I am being interviewed by Kajabi tomorrow. So come join. I've thrown some links up on social for anyone to come and register. I don't know what they're in. They want to share my story. They've been watching me over the years, and they've actually got me teaching in one of their programs. So they reached out and asked to interview me. Kat's quickly thrown a few things together, and apparently it's on tomorrow. So I'm like, okay, looks like I'm up early on a Saturday morning. I can do that. So come up. I might see you. Apparently it's an open Zoom room. So come along. I hope to see you in there. Anyway, guys, have a great day. I'll see you maybe